Good afternoon, Internet. Following up from my last video, 10 things new riders should never do, 10 things that new riders should always do. There will be some overlap, as some of these things are worth repeating twice. Motorcycles are far less forgiving than cars. Small mistakes can have big consequences. The good news is that most beginner crashes happen because riders skip a few essential habits. These aren't just tips, they are habits that experienced riders rely on every single time they ride. So let's start with what I consider one of the most important. Number 1, take a proper motorcycle training course. The first thing every new rider should do is take a professional motorcycle course. Yes, you can technically learn from friends, YouTube videos, or just practicing in a parking lot. But structured training teaches you things that most self-taught riders never properly learn. For example, emergency braking, obstacle avoidance, slow speed control, hazard awareness, correct body position. Training courses are designed to simulate real-world dangers in a safe environment. And here's something interesting. Statistics consistently show that riders who complete formal training are significantly less likely to crash in their early riding years. It's not just about learning how to ride, it's about learning how to survive mistakes, because every rider makes mistakes, new and old alike. Training simply tries to make sure that those mistakes don't turn into accidents. Number 2, invest in proper riding gear. One of the most common mistakes new riders make is thinking gear is optional. You'll often hear people say things like, "I'll just ride carefully." But gear isn't about how careful you are. It's about what happens when something unexpected happens. And on a motorcycle, unexpected things happen all the time. Cars pull out, gravel appears in a corner, and rain starts suddenly. Proper gear dramatically reduces injuries in crashes. At minimum, new riders should always wear a full face helmet, an armoured riding jacket, riding gloves, motorcycle boots and protective riding pants. A full face helmet alone can make the difference between a minor accident and a life-changing injury. Many riders who crash say the same thing afterwards. "I'm glad I was wearing the gear." So build that habit early. Every ride, full gear, no exceptions. All the gear, all the time. The road doesn't care if it's 90 degrees and you're sweating buckets. Wear the gear and drink more liquids if you're dehydrated. Have a brief look at that gear, and we'll start with the most important piece of all, the helmet. Your helmet is the single most important piece of safety equipment you will ever buy as a rider. After all, you only have one head. Head injuries are one of the leading causes of fatal motorcycle accidents, and a good helmet dramatically reduces that risk. There are several main types of motorcycle helmets. Full face helmets cover your entire head and face. These offer the highest level of protection because they shield your chin, jaw and face during a crash. Many experienced riders consider this the safest option. Modular helmets, sometimes called flip-up helmets or flip-over helmets, are similar to full-face helmets but allow the front section to lift up. They're convenient for talking or taking a drink without removing the helmet, though they can be slightly heavier. Open face helmets cover the top and sides of your head but leave your face exposed. They're often less protection and they're popular for cruiser riders who prefer wider fields of view. But if you face plant the tarmac, you're going to really know about it. Half helmets protect only the very top of your head. While they are legal in some places, they provide minimal protection and leave most of your head exposed. If you're choosing a helmet, look for recognised safety certifications such as ECE or DOT, and make sure it fits snugly. A loose helmet won't protect you properly in a crash. Now let's talk about your next critical piece of gear, the jacket. A proper motorcycle jacket does much more than keep you warm. It protects your skin from abrasion if you slide across the road, and often includes armour to protect any impact areas. Motorcycle jackets usually include protective padding in the shoulders, elbows and sometimes on the back. This armour absorbs impact energy and reduces injury during a fall. Jackets come in two main materials, leather and textiles. Leather jackets are extremely durable and offer excellent abrasion resistance. They've been used by riders for decades and are still a favourite for sport and cruiser riders. Textile jackets are typically lighter and more versatile. Many are waterproof, breathable, and include removable liners for different weather conditions. Some modern jackets also include advanced materials and ventilation systems, making them comfortable in both hot and cold conditions. Next up are the gloves. When riders fall, their instinct is almost always to put their hands out first. That means your hands are often the first point of contact with the road. Motorcycle gloves protect your hands from abrasions, impacts and weather conditions. Good gloves usually include reinforced palms, knuckle protection and strong wrist closures that keep the gloves from sliding off in a crash. There are several styles of gloves designed for different riding conditions. Lightweight summer gloves, insulated winter gloves and armoured sport gloves. Even on a short ride, gloves should always be part of the gear. Now let's move down to the pants. Regular jeans may look tough, but they tear surprisingly quickly when sliding across asphalt. Motorcycle pants are designed with abrasion resistant materials and often include armour for the hips and knees. Some riding pants are made entirely from leather or heavy textile materials. Others look like regular jeans but contain reinforced fibres such as Kevlar to improve protection. Like jackets, motorcycle pants may include removable liners and ventilation for different weather conditions. Wearing proper riding pants dramatically reduces the risk of severe road rash in a crash. Finally, let's talk about boots. Your feet and ankles are very vulnerable on a motorcycle. Regular sneakers provide almost no protection at all against crushing injuries, twisting forces or road abrasion. Motorcycle boots are built with reinforced soles, ankle protection and strong materials that resist abrasion. Many also include toe sliders, shin protection and oil resistant soles for better grip when stopping at intersections. Boots that cover the ankles are strongly recommended because they help prevent twisting injuries during a crash. Now that we've covered the main types of protective gear, let's talk about the concept many riders follow, which I've already mentioned. ATGATT, which stands for all the gear, all the time. It's a simple reminder that protective gear only works if you're actually wearing it, even on short trips. Many accidents happen close to home during quick errands or short rides. That's exactly the time when most riders are tempted just to jump on the bike, skip the gear because they're only nipping around the corner. So what's the absolute minimum gear that you should wear? At the very least, a certified full face helmet, protective gloves, a motorcycle jacket with armour and sturdy over the ankle boots. Ideally, You should also wear motorcycle pants with abrasion resistance and impact protection. If you wear these pieces of gear, helmet, jacket, gloves, pants and boots, you dramatically increase your chances of walking away from a crash. Think of motorcycle gear as an investment. Yes, quality gear can be expensive, but compared to the cost of injuries, hospital bills or long-term damage, it's one of the smartest purchases a rider can make. And there's some good news. Modern motorcycle gear has improved dramatically. Today you can find gear that's lightweight, breathable, waterproof and even stylish. You don't have to sacrifice comfort to stay protected, or go out looking like a Power Ranger. At the end of the day, riding a motorcycle will always involve some level of risk, but wearing the right gear significantly reduces that risk. Number 3. Start with the right motorcycle. A lot of beginners make the mistake of buying a bike that is simply too powerful for them. It's easy to understand why. Big bikes look incredible, they sound amazing, and they feel exciting. But power without experience is a recipe for disaster. A new rider's first motorcycle should be lightweight, predictable, and easy to control. Smaller bikes allow you to focus on learning skills instead of controlling power. You'll develop better habits faster. And here's the surprising truth. Many experienced riders still love smaller bikes because they're fun, agile and forgiving. Starting small doesn't mean staying small forever. It simply means learning safely before upgrading. Number 4. Practice slow speed control. Most new riders think crashes happen at high speeds, but a huge number of beginner drops usually happen at slow speeds. In parking lots, doing U-turns, or tight turns. This is where balance, clutch control and throttle smoothness really matter. Practicing slow speed control builds confidence quickly. Here are a few drills experienced riders and every rider should practice. Tight figure 8 turns, slow U-turns, clutch friction zone control, and controlled braking at low speeds. Find an empty parking lot and spend time practicing those things. Even experienced riders still practice slow control skills because they translate directly to better handling everywhere else. If you control a bike smoothly at 5 miles an hour, you'll feel far more comfortable at 50. Number 5. Learn emergency braking. Emergency braking is one of the most important skills in motorcycling. When a car suddenly pulls out in front of you, you have only seconds to react. And in those moments your body will rely on muscle memory, not theory. Motorcycles can stop extremely quickly when braking is done correctly, but many beginner riders either grab the brakes too hard and lose traction, or hesitate and don't brake hard enough. Proper emergency braking involves progressively applying the front brake, adding rear brake smoothly, keeping the bike upright and maintaining control. That last one can be helped by gripping the tank with your knees during the manoeuvre. Practicing this regularly makes a massive difference, because when that moment happens, and eventually it will happen, you won't panic. Your body will simply do what you have been practicing. Number 6. Always assume drivers don't see you. One of the biggest mental shifts for new riders is understanding that you're nearly invisible to other drivers, even when they look directly at you. Drivers often suffer from something called looked but fail to see. Their brain is searching for large objects like cars and trucks. Motorcycles simply don't register. That's why experienced riders follow a simple rule: assume you have not been seen. That means covering your brakes at intersections, slowing down near turning vehicles, positioning yourself visibly in lanes, watching wheel movements on cars, and not trusting car indicators. Riding defensively isn't about fear, it's about anticipation. The earlier you notice danger, the more options you have to avoid it. Number 7. Look where you want the bike to go. This might sound simple, but it's one of the most powerful riding principles. Your motorcycle goes where you look. It's called target fixation. If you stare at a pothole, you're probably going to hit it. If you stare at a guardrail in a corner, you're probably going to drift towards it. Instead, riders train themselves to look through the corner and towards the exit. Your body naturally adjusts balance, lean and steering towards where your eyes are focused. Professional riders rely on this constantly, so develop the habit early. Always keep your eyes ahead and through the path you want to take. Number 8. Check your motorcycle before riding. A quick pre-ride check can prevent many mechanical problems. It only takes about 30 seconds. Experienced riders often follow a simple checklist: tyres, brakes, lights, chain, fuel, controls. Look for low tyre pressure, fluid leaks, loose parts, worn chains, malfunctioning lights. Mechanical failures on motorcycles can be far more dangerous than in cars. A loose chain or underinflated tyre can dramatically affect your stability. Making a quick inspection part of your routine keeps small problems from becoming big problems on the road. Remember the acronym TCLOCS, TCLOCS, which stand for tyres, controls, lights, oils and fluids, chassis and stance. We'll be doing a video on TCLOCS at a later time as I teach my daughter how to do these things, as she is a learning rider. Number 9. Ride within your limits. One of the fastest ways new riders get into trouble is by trying to keep up with more experienced riders. Group rides can be fun, but they can also pressure beginners into riding faster than they should. Cornering too quickly, braking too late, taking risks beyond their skill level. The best riders understand their limits and respect them. Speed and skill will come with time and experience. There is absolutely no rush. If a group ride feels too fast, simply ride at your own pace. The goal isn't to impress anyone, the goal is to ride again tomorrow. Number 10. Never stop practicing. Even after years of riding, the best motorcyclists continue improving. They practice braking, cornering, slow speed control, emergency manoeuvres, etc. They take advanced training courses, they analyse mistakes, and they constantly refine their skills. Motorcycling is a skill that rewards practice more than almost anything else. Every ride is an opportunity to get smoother, safer and more confident. The riders who treat learning as a lifelong process tend to enjoy riding the most and stay safe the longest. Motorcycling is one of the most rewarding experiences in the world, but it demands respect, focus and discipline. If you build these 10 habits early, you dramatically increase your chances of becoming a skilled, confident rider. So remember, take training, wear proper gear, start with the right bike, practice your skills, ride defensively and always keep learning. Do that and motorcycling won't just be exciting, it will become a lifelong passion. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe as it helps the channel a lot. Until then, keep the rubber on the road and I'll see you next time.